Andy Paley's name might not be one everyone instantly recognizes, but his music touched the lives of millions. A brilliant producer, musician, and songwriter, Andy was the kind of artist who made other artists shine. From his collaborations with legends like Brian Wilson, the Ramones, Madonna, and Elton John, to his work on beloved animated shows like SpongeBob SquarePants and Ren and Stimpy, Andy's creativity knew no bounds. Tragically, he passed away at the age of 72 after a brief battle with cancer. Let's take a moment to celebrate his incredible life and the joy he brought to so many through his music and art. Born with a natural love for music, Andy grew up in the 1950s, a time when rock and roll was taking the world by storm. He spent countless hours listening to records, strumming his guitar, and dreaming of the day he could make music that would leave a mark. His early influences included Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, and the doo-wop groups of the era. Andy didn't just listen, he learned. By the time he was a teenager, he could play multiple instruments and had begun writing his own songs. He wasn't just good, he was exceptional. Music wasn't just a hobby for Andy, it was his calling. In his early 20s, Andy's talent caught the attention of established musicians. He joined bands, worked in recording studios, and began building relationships with some of the most iconic names in the industry. His ability to understand the heart of a song and bring it to life made him a sought-after collaborator. One of his most notable partnerships was with Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. Together, they worked on projects that captured the timeless magic of Wilson's signature sound while infusing it with Andy's unique touch. Fans and critics alike praised their work, calling it a beautiful continuation of the Beach Boys' legacy. Andy didn't just work with big names, he connected with them on a personal level. Whether it was punk legends like the Ramones or pop icons like Madonna, Andy brought out the best in every artist. He had a gift for making people feel comfortable and inspired, which often led to unforgettable recordings. Deborah Harry, the lead singer of Blondie, once described Andy as a genius who never made you feel like he was smarter than you. Elton John called him a quiet force of nature in the studio. These words reflect the respect and admiration Andy earned throughout his career. Andy's creativity wasn't limited to music. He found another outlet for his talents in the world of animation. Shows like SpongeBob SquarePants, Ren and Stimpy, and Digimon needed music that was as vibrant and imaginative as their stories, and Andy delivered every time. The catchy songs and playful scores he created for these shows became part of what made them so memorable. Generations of kids grew up humming his tunes without ever knowing the name behind them. But for Andy, it was never about fame, it was about making something beautiful. Those who knew Andy often described him as humble, kind, and deeply passionate about his work. He didn't chase the spotlight, even though his talents could have easily put him there. Instead, he focused on helping others achieve their creative dreams. He was a mentor to many young musicians, always willing to share advice or lend a hand. His generosity extended beyond music. Andy was known for his quiet acts of kindness, from supporting struggling artists to volunteering his time for causes he believed in. Andy's passing came as a shock to many. He had always been full of energy, the kind of person who seemed unstoppable. When news of his cancer diagnosis became public, his fans and friends rallied around him, offering love and support. Even in his final days, Andy remained true to himself. He spent his time listening to music, surrounded by family and close friends. He found peace in the melodies he had loved his whole life. Andy Paley may no longer be with us, but his music will live on forever. The songs he wrote, the albums he produced, and the shows he worked on are part of the fabric of popular culture. His work reminds us of the power of collaboration, creativity, and kindness. Andy didn't just make music, he made memories. He brought joy to millions of people, whether they knew his name or not. As we remember Andy Paley, let's celebrate the incredible life he lived. He was more than a producer or musician, He was a storyteller, a dreamer, and a friend. His life teaches us that true success isn't about awards or recognition. It's about following your passion, lifting others up, and leaving the world a little brighter than you found it. Rest in peace, Andy Paley. You will be deeply missed, but your music will play on, touching hearts for generations to come. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to daily updates and never miss a video.